There is a storm on the East Coast, and we are about to talk about Conor McGregor and his supposed beef with Dana White. Dana White categorically, emphatically denies that there is a beef between those two. And we will be talking about UFC 197 on March 5th. Conor McGregor, the featherweight champion, will be fighting in a historic bout for the lightweight championship against champion Rafael dos Anjos. And we will be talking about the press conference. It is the Don Juan Banks, the GOAT. And on the line live from South Korea, we have the best MMA analyst in YouTube today, the vice president of Into the Arena, and from Razorstein Live, Tommy Razorstein. And we're
What's up,
going to,
Don?
what is going on? We know you got a lot to say about this situation. We just want to read to you what went on in the last few days. Dana White has denied that him and Conor McGregor have any problems. He said this: Dana White categorically and unequivocally denies he's been frozen out by Conor McGregor. Tommy Razorstein, the fans of Entered Arena. Dana White is not happy about the bullshit being spread about his relationship with Conor McGregor. Bleacher Report scribe Jeremy Botter made a very memorable appearance on Off the Wall last week, in which he dropped a supposed bombshell that things had turned frosty between UFC president and arguably the biggest promotion star, Conor McGregor. He said, I believe that things between Conor and Lorenzo Fertitta are okay, but from what I understand, Dana White has been frozen out of the process entirely, and I don't know why. There was going to come a point where they've created this and now they can't put it back in the cage. Uncle Dana must have got wind of the comments, judging by a recent tweet in which he firmly denied that there was a rift between himself and the notorious Conor McGregor. He said on his Twitter, the weirdo journalist keeps putting out bullshit about me and Conor. I have no issues with Conor whatsoever. Scumbags looking for clicks. White had famously butted heads with MMA Hour host Ariel Helwani in the past, which caused one Twitter user to suspect that it was Ariel Helwani, but it was not. He was talking about this Bleacher Report journalist. From other reports, Conor McGregor was talking about, being a partner with the UFC. He was talking about, these are all alleged. This is all alleged. Starting his own MMA promotion, being the biggest star in MMA right now. I know some people may dispute that with Ronda Rousey. Tommy Razorstein, we want to get your comments on that first, and then we will go into UFC 197 press conference.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on? Do you feel like where there's smoke, there's fire? There could possibly be, a rift between Conor and Dana, or do you feel like this is just all bullshit?
It might be just hype, but Conor McGregor's crazy, dude. So he might be really difficult to work with. Also, I mean, who would ever thought that he would go for a second belt, and now he's like talking about getting a third belt. And dude, you're already working on a second belt. Calm down, relax. So he might be extremely difficult to work with, and extremely difficult to say no to. So that might cause some problems. But I think Dana loves him. He's still the star of the show.
Now, Dana doesn't hold his words for anybody. You know how Dana speaks. He doesn't care. Do you think that, maybe they did have a conversation? It didn't go the way Conor McGregor wanted to. Conor McGregor has definitely said he wants to be the highest paid MMA star in history. He wants more money than Ronda Rousey. He was paid an estimated $1.3 million altogether. This was all together, his sponsors, everything. So we're not just talking about the UFC for his fight against Jose Aldo. We know that he wants more money for this fight with Rafael dos Anjos, and he deserves it. I mean, you heard the reports, a $100 million fighter, the Fertittas was saying. Do you believe he can accomplish this?
Not yet. Not yet. I mean, he'll keep growing the sport bigger and bigger. and comparing himself to Floyd Mayweather, he'll grow the sport bigger and bigger. So there's the person you want to compare yourself with, because then the numbers will go up also.
Yes, yes, yes.
So it's smart for them to compare themselves to Floyd, because Floyd's the biggest star. So
Yes.
why not compare your star with their star, and match the hype of it all. So he will get more money over time, but is he going to get Floyd Mayweather money now? No way.
It's
No
just
way.
too early. It's just too soon. It's just too fast to get that type of money at this point. Thanks, Tommy Registein, for commenting on that subject. So you're basically saying that there's a possibility there was some type of beef, but that has not been confirmed, and Dana White has denied that, and they are handling it in business and professionally, and they would not allow that to be shown in front of the masses. Correct?
Yeah, exactly. Plus, if you give Conor McGregor a shit ton of money, it isn't like he's going to sit there and be quiet and be like, all right, I make money, but I'm not going to talk about it. No, what he would do is he would tell you exactly how much money he made, and he'd throw it in your face and all that stuff. And Dana White would be like, wait a second, you don't want to talk about that, because then all the other fighters want to get paid like you.
Oh, so you're saying it could have been something as there wasn't about how much money he was going to get. He was give Dana said, I'll give you the money, or the Fertitta said, I'll give you the money, but you can't brag about it because the other fighters are like, hey, this is he's making all this money. Hey, I don't want to be paid three grand a fight.
Exactly. So they know that, and they can't give Conor the money because of that. That's one reason. Plus, Fertitta brothers, I don't know their history on paying fighters appropriately.
Now, Tommy, let's move into what you wanted to talk about from the moment that this happened. Look at this. If you can see the screen, everyone was talking about this. The UFC 197 press conference. Conor McGregor humiliated, he mortified Rafael dos Anjos. He talked about his family. He talked about beheading him. He said he was dressed like El Chapo in his prime. He says he's going to take his belt. The mic is yours, Tommy Razorstein.
It's nuts, man. I think if this keeps going like this, he's going to get that advantage in the fight. Right now, if he fought, I think he would lose. But right now, it's starting to lean towards Conor. Slowly and shortly. You can't take those kind of, insults. People are starting to question you. You going to stand up for yourself or not? You can't take that bombardment every single day, man. It's going to wear on you. Chael Sonnen was good at it. And Chael Sonnen was funny. Chael Sonnen was a lot funnier. But Conor can get in underneath your skin. Chael, you might be able to laugh it off because it's hilarious. But Conor seems to be able to really get underneath his skin. If you watch the video, you'll see how, like, Rafael dos Anjos, it just bothers him. It gets right underneath his skin. And that's going to weigh heavily. If you keep doing that to somebody, over time, it's going to be, effective. Right at the beginning, no. Now, if those two fought, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But if this goes on and drags on and on and on, Rafael dos Anjos, he'll start to question, is this, the Conor McGregor show? Or is this the Rafael dos Anjos show? And who's the star? And it'll start messing with his head big time. If he gives these responses like he does, he'll get killed over the time. And then eventually, he'll come into the octagon looking like freaking Jose Aldo did.
Okay, and you know what, Razor, I have to agree with you. I have Rafael dos Anjos winning this fight, but they are going on a tour. They're going on a world tour before they go into this bout March 5th. It seems like if you really look at the scenario, the elements, the dynamics of this situation, it's not much time. I mean, you go on this world tour and you get just, mortified, humiliated, degraded, and it could get right in your head. Then before you know it, you're walking right in the octagon and you got all these people cheering and everything like this, and everybody's celebrating what Conor McGregor is, what he's saying. He's talking about the man's fucking kids, for Christ's sakes. Tommy Razorstein talking about Bob Donald, talking about how his country doesn't like him, that he had to book a hotel in the hotel room in his own country. Razorstein, I mean, look. We spoke about Floyd Mayweather once already. He said that if it was a black fighter, they would not be celebrated the way that Conor McGregor is being celebrated for the things that he said. If it was another fighter, I don't think they might be celebrating what Conor McGregor is saying. I feel Conor McGregor has went too far in some of these comments.
Floyd Mayweather has said flat out racist things. I gotta want to hear his shit. He has said flat out racist things like white people aren't good at fighting, so that's why boxing is better, because there's black and Mexicans in it, and they're better fighters than white people. White people can't fight, so that just proves that boxing's better. Come on, dude, that's just flat out racist.
I've heard Floyd say.
He said multiple times. I mean, Conor hasn't said anything racially. He said he'll chop off the person's head and carry it, through the streets, and
that's a terrorist threat.
People would celebrate, and have
a parade and a holiday. Parade.
Yeah, and a national holiday started after.
Oh my fucking God, Razorstein!
It'd be wild. That would be a good national holiday.
Oh my God, you're supporting this?
Supporting a terroristic threat? I don't know. It's just an old school.
You feel like it's just trash.
Just old school trash talking. No one's gonna kill each other. He ain't no ISIS, asshole. He's just talking shit.
Razorstein, his kids? Tito Ortiz said, don't you ever put my family in this.
No, but he named the kids because they have like American names. They don't have Brazilian names.
He brought his family into this. What would you have done if he was bullying you like that?
Oh, I'd flip out. I'd start fighting right there. I'd be like Nate Diaz.
You would have fallen on the stage.
Dude, I would taunt him, and I would have to get restrained. I would get sued. I would get fines and all sorts of shit. Joe Rogan said that if they had Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor press conference, that they'd have to do it in like a prison style, like over the phone talking to each other type shit. So that way they can't get at each other. And I'd bring it to that extent.
When David Haye fought Chisora, it was a boxing match. David Haye versus Chisora. And they had a fight at a press conference. It actually wasn't their press conference. They had a fight. A bottle was thrown. David Haye punched him in his face. And when they fought, they had a glass. They actually had that, the glass. And it was. So you're saying, like, if he was talking about your kids, he's talking about beheading you, talk about your country, talk about your character. I mean, you saying you would have fought him right there. Fabricio Verdum said he would have slapped McGregor.
And so he was right? Yeah.
And you're saying that there's no way you would have let McGregor set the tone like that?
Nah, dude. You can't let Conor McGregor. You can't let Conor McGregor get comfortable and just relax on stage and steal the spotlight and have the Conor McGregor show. And then you just sit back and be like, I'm pissed. And then you make a bad comment because you're not thinking clearly, saying how Portuguese and Spanish are completely different languages, and you say it in an asshole tone because you're pissed off, and then people are already pissed off at you, and it exacerbates the problem, and then you just swallow and bottle all that shit up. You can't keep doing that. You can bottle it up for a little bit, then explode. But if you keep doing it over a course of time, you're going to be fucking mentally beat, dude. You're going to be mentally beat. And you saw Jose Aldo walk into that octagon mentally beat before he even fought. I've never seen anything like that. Have you ever seen a fighter just look at the floor?
Never.
He was the fucking champion for 10 years. And he just look at the floor all confused and shit like he's never been there before. And the opponent, who's never had a title fight in his life, is all fired up and ready to go and taunting you. And he's looking at the champion's looking at the fucking floor all confused.
See, look. We're looking at it right now. Rafael dos Anjos looked at the floor.
Yeah, he's looking at
not
the floor.
good, right? Because when you look down, you can't see where the punches are coming. And okay, Razor Stein, we only got 30 seconds here.
Conor looked big.
He looked very big. I never seen him look that big before. He has a great movement coach. He has great, diet. People with working on his diet. Razor Stein, we only got 30 seconds here. You're saying that if he can get into his head, Conor movement is one of the greatest things that he has, his timing and his power and his punches. I don't feel like it would transition up to this weight, but I mean, if any punch lands on the button, you're going to go out. What do you think Conor's strategy is going into this fight with the last 30 seconds to win?
I think Conor is going to have to just, use those angles that he's good at, those powerful punches that he has, and just make sure that Rafael dos Anjos just walks into the octagon looking how Jose Aldo did.
Looking at the floor.
Looking at the floor.
And he can make history.
Yep. Look at that floor.
What happens to the landscape of MMA?
Oh, man, it'd be nuts. And then he starts talking trash at the 170-pound fighters. Oh, my God.
Enter the arena, live from South Korea, the best MMA analyst in YouTube today, Tommy Razor Stein, the GOAT, the Don Juan Banks. Peace.
Peace.